I'm Coach Ben here at Mindset First. I just wanted to give a brief introduction to one of our sessions and some of the goals that we aim within the session. So today I wanted to go over the negative spiral and breaking that. I know it's not easy, it's going to be uncomfortable, and it's going to be hard work to try and break something that you've spent years, whether it be subconsciously, but reinforcing those negative thoughts, emotions, and behaviors when it comes to some situations and circumstances. But you can do it, and you can do it with help and guidance, and we're here to help. So, some of the questions that we like our clients to ask themselves is it real? Is that what really happened? Am I remembering it right, or am I reading between the lines? Can I change it? If I spend all this time thinking, dwelling, going over, repeating, will that change it in any way? And if I could change it, would I change it? So let's start with the first one, and that is it real? What I mean by that is I like to, when we're going over maybe a specific thing that people are stuck on, stuck in that spiral, we write it down. And then we can ask some questions about ourselves. If it's sometimes it can be a text message, an email, or a conversation, and you start replaying those things, reading too far into them. If it's not said out of that person's mouth, we can't then assume it's what they're thinking in their mind. We can't put thoughts, feelings, and emotions, words in somebody else's mouth to match our negative narrative. So in doing that, you can normally debunk, or if you want, some of the conversations and spirals that people are having. And that sort of way of looking at it, if you are going to spend time thinking, you might as well be on the right path, thinking the right things. So you can always ask yourself, is that what the person meant? Is that what they said? Or you can just go, that is what they meant, because that is what they said, and move on. You get those people in life and you think, oh God, that person never overthinks, never dwells in the past. I wish I could be like them. It's because they don't have the mind um, that goes down that negative thought pattern. If you tell them something's blue, it's blue. They don't say, oh, but the way you said blue leads me to believe that's actually not what it is. And what you really meant was, they just accept that and move on. And that's something you can do. It's going to take some time, and it's going to be uncomfortable, and we're going to have to set these tools and goals hard stamped, not just things that you go, aye. And it's going to be harder when you're tired, when you're hungry, when you're worn out, when the family, everyone's got things going on. But it's going to be worth it. And that's some of the best things about it is at the end, when you speak to people and they go, well, this whole month, I actually caught myself a few times entering into a negative spiral and was managed to pull it back. And that's some of the best things that we can hear, especially as coaches, but your friends, families, loved ones, when they can maybe see you, are they, oh, you know, it's great. Yeah, and the next one, can you change it? Can we change the past? Obvious answer, no. We can learn, we can grow, and we can remember, but we shouldn't dwell. We can't change. Yes, things that happen are terrible. I get that. I'm right with you on that. And it's sad, but it's true, and it happens. And we can't waste what little time we have on this planet dwelling about a time that doesn't exist anymore. But it's easier said than done. And again, it takes time, it takes commitment. It's going to be painful. You're going to scream, shout, cry, whatever it may be. But letting go, it doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean not learning. It just means not letting the past control the present and dictate the future. That's what we want to move away from. So when you catch yourself in that mindset, you could stop. Obviously, go through your all your checklist, whatever tools we lay out, because it's not a cookie cutter way of dealing with everything. Everybody's different, and that's what makes us great, and that's what keeps me wanting to do this and working with people. But you could ask yourself, right, well, can I change it? No, I can't. But is that change in the present right now? Has that stopped me going to work, stopped me going to the gym, stopped me going out, stopped me doing something? Well, if it's yes, yes, it has. So it's controlled the present because I'm thinking about the past, and that could affect tomorrow. So that's the future dictated as well. So we don't want that. Who does? And again, I've made that sound quite simple and quite straightforward. I know it's not, but you can get there and you can go, oh, doesn't matter. That, oh, yeah, that doesn't have any bearing or hold any opinion on me and what I'm doing. So, yeah, brilliant. And we move on. And then with that negative thought pattern spiral, those memories, whatever's keeping us here, whatever it might be, whether it's a troubled childhood, uh, a lost loved one, uh, a lost partner, a lost job, you know, the fear of failure, whatever it may be from the past that's holding us back and keeping us in that spiral. If you could change it, would it benefit you if you did? Now, that's obviously going to change a lot for everybody and maybe not something that we bring up, but if you're stuck and dwelling and you're stuck in that negative mindset um, because of a job that was lost or a partner that has left or something that you've gone through, but from that you've lost you've lost a bad person, you've lost a bad thing, you've come through and come out the other side of something bad. It's made you stronger. So we really have to look into, would you be where you are right now, work wise, love wise, relationship wise, maybe a parent? Would you actually have all that? Would those dots have connected for you to be wherever you are right now if it was any different? Again, that's something that changes from person to person. Um, People can get stuck in this mindset because of like a bad partner that used to, let's say, put them down, and then they think less. You get stuck with that overwhelming fear of loneliness, low self-esteem, not being worth anything. Yeah, but would you want to go back and change that and still be with that partner right now, going through that every day? And then change. Forget about the time that's been lost, dwelling, thinking, wishing, because again, we come full circle. We can't change it. We can't go back and change it. And is that going to be your reality right now? That even though you've come out the other side or the situation's happened, and that situation might have won, or those people or that thing won at that time, but you're letting them keep winning every day by allowing them to stop you living, stop you planning for the future. There's so many ways to deal with everything, and everybody's going through their own individual things. But the one thing that doesn't change person to person is mindset. And if you've got that mindset and you've got these tools and you're in the right place, it doesn't matter what you've been through, what you're going through, or what might come. As long as that's solid, everything else falls into place. And again, that sounds so simple when I'm saying it, and I know, but it takes time, and it takes consistency, and you're gonna get there. It's gonna get done because you know why, it happens every day, all over the world, with hundreds of millions of people. Those people you look at, oh, how are they doing that? How have they got this? How have they got that? Mindset, mindset. So we can make that change. And even with me, I use my tools and my trip. Like the other day, I ran out to my car, hands full of stuff, in the rain, got to the car, didn't recognize my key, couldn't open the door, it didn't sense the key. Straight away, oh, why does this always happen? Drop something. So now it's raining, car won't open, hands are full, I've dropped some in, and finally fumble into the car, throw the stuff on the passenger seat. sit down and I think, this always happens to me. It never recognizes the key and it's always raining. Then I stopped. Then I laughed. Again, went through my, is that real? Well, no, it's not always raining, so forget that. And it doesn't always not recognize the key. Stop that. The key was actually in my pocket, out the way, behind everything. So how could it? I always drop stuff, very rarely. So once I went through and ticked off all those things, I'm sat in the car now laughing, thinking, what am I? Maybe a few years ago that would have put me in a bad mood heading to work. Would have got to work, been short, snappy, sarky with people. So you see how it can affect the whole day. Now, again, that's very simplistic. Again, I understand, but some simple tools and tricks can help to deal. So whatever you're going through, however big or small you think it is, a little bit of help, somebody to talk to, a little bit of guidance can't harm, can't hurt. So get in touch and let's do it together.